Hello and welcome to What's Your Story? I'm your host, Dr. Lisa Schuster, here in Wilmette at CJ Arthur's. You're going to be listening to the Country Doctors. Let's get started with one of the founding members. His name is Dr. Billy Joe, also known as Bill Kroll. Now, Billy Joe is the founder, lead vocalist, and rhythm guitarist of the Country Doctors. He has sung and played since he was a teenager, but mostly on a casual basis. He got more serious about his singing and playing in 1998 and took both guitar and voice lessons from some of Chicago's best teachers. He formed the Country Doctors in 2001, and their growth and development has been its primary musical focus since. So that's his bio. Let's start listening to the music of the Country Doctors. Hi, this is Dr. Lisa Schuster, and you're listening to the music of the Country Doctors. Let's talk about the lead guitarist. His name is Tommy Klein. Now, Tommy Klein is from Chicago. He started with guitar lessons as a kid, inspired by Chicago blues, British invasion, all jazz, everything. Late 80s, he started the Spies Who Surf, an instrumental surf band. He's the co-founder of Liquid Soul in the early 90s. Currently, he's performing around Chicago with the Country Doctors, and other current groups include the Gerald McLennan Band and the Ambassadors to Earth. So that's more about the guitarist. Let's talk about that steel pedal. Who's playing it? That would be Ed Mooney. Now, Ed Mooney, he grew up in Oak Park and Melrose Park. He attended Loyola University in 1961, and he played in rock bands. He formed Mountain Bus, a Chicago band, in 1968. He became part owner of Round Records record store in 1974. He opened up Flats and Sharp's Music Company, a guitar store, in 1976, and he retired in 2006. He plays pedal steel guitar, dobro, lap steel guitar, acoustic, and electric guitar. So that's Ed Mooney, the man who's on the pedal steel guitar. Let's continue listening to the music of the Country Doctors.
Got a real important job in a large office building.
Hi, this is Dr. Lisa Schuster. You're listening to the Country Doctors. Let's talk about those drums. Who's on drums? And that would be Brad Newton. Now, Brad Newton, Dr. Brad actually, has been a lifelong student of American roots music. He is playing drums with rhythm and blues great Dr. John and barrel house pianist Jimmy Walker. In 1987, he won the Marlboro Music Roundup, appearing on stage with Dolly Parton and the Judds. He has been with the Country Doctors since 2008. And that would be Brad Newton, the drummer for the Country Doctors. Let's talk about their bass guitarist. His name is Steve Sikulin. Now, Steve is actually born and raised in Evanston, and he has performed with various musical groups in the Chicagoland area, and is currently the guitarist for the Rolling Clones, the Chicago-based Rolling Stones cover band. During the holiday season, Steve can often be found on bass in the Annoyance Theater's holiday productions. Steve is a store manager at Guitar Works in Evanston, and he is an avid racing fan, and he says that he makes a mean margarita. So that would be Steve on bass. Let's continue listening to the music of the Country Doctors.
Engine number 9, coming down the railroad line. How much farther back did she get on? Old brown suitcase that she carried, I've looked for it everywhere. It just ain't here among the rest, and I'm a little lovesick. Yes, tell me, engine number 9, coming down the railroad line. I know she got on in Baltimore. 110 miles ain't much distance, but it sure do make a difference. I don't think she loves me anymore. I warned her of the dangers, don't speak to strangers, goodbye. Chance she find in romance, warm her lips to kiss her, arms to hold her tighter, stirring new fires inside her. I wish that it was me instead of he that stands beside her. Engine number 9, coming down the railroad line. I know she got on in Baltimore. 110 miles ain't much distance, but it sure do make a difference. I don't think she loves me anymore. No, I don't think she loves me anymore. No, I don't think she loves me. I don't think she loves me anymore.
Hi, this is Dr. Lisa Schuster. You're listening to the music of the Country Doctors, and we need to talk about that woman on vocals. Her name is Michelle Perry. Let's find out more about Michelle. Now, Michelle was born and raised in South Louisiana. She grew up singing along with country radio and her mama's record collection. She studied theater in Louisiana State University in Baton Rouge, and then moved to Chicago, where she started taking guitar lessons and singing in local bluegrass and country bands. She currently is a vocalist with the Country Doctors.
In a small two-room apartment as they fight their fight around. He says you won't admit it, but I know you're leaving town.
She says one thing's for certain, I don't love you anymore. Throws down the ring as she walks out the door. in a pawn shop in Chicago on a sunny summer day. A couple gazes at